Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you're having a great day and it's about to get a whole lot better. Because guys and girls, this is one of the most humorous, funny, comedic FNAF fan game of the ages. Now if you've been following FNAF fan games for a decent amount of time, then you will most likely recognize this absolute hood classic. And that game is of course Five Nights with 39. Now, as much of a banger as this game is, my boy 39, he likes to be quite vulgar and rude sometimes, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend this video for anyone under the age of 18. At times he does say things that are, they're quite offensive, lean more towards adult themes, so yeah, you've been warned. Well anyway, the game was published on the 12th of February 2017 by 39 Games. Just like many FNAF fan games of this era, it all started out as a little funny joke on game jolts such as Five Nights at Vario or One Night at Flumpty's. The developer was mainly just messing around trying to learn a new software and obviously having a lot of fun with the voice acting. And it goes to show as this is some of the best voice acting I've ever heard in FNAF, period. I mean, even better than Sister Location.
I remember when I used to hold chairs, but it was autistic, so I stopped doing it.
This game came out 7 years ago and the developer is still updating it to this day. I mean, what a serious dedication. Like seriously, right? I've been pretty much re-downloading and playing this game almost every year since 2017 and it's been different each time. And here are some of the stuff that's been recently added: a 7th night, custom night, legacy voices, legacy menu, and a Christmas mode for Christ's sake.
Oh my, you're one sexy looking turkey, aren't you?
Although I don't recommend playing it when kids are around. Okay, I'll stop my yappering and actually talk about the game in 10 seconds, but first let me just tell you guys, I went to go download it and 2 days ago it was updated. This game came out in 2017. In addition to this, the developer tried to make a second one which was ultimately cancelled and is now working on an even better version which I will talk about later. Okay, now finally getting into the game. So you're just chilling as protagonist Sam Clydeson, looking through the newspaper and you see a very abusive and targeted looking advert. Someone has killed your little Clyde, your own child, and enjoyed watching them suffer. The only way you can get vengeance is to come to the advert studio and face this monster. The establishment is named Tubby Blue Bear's Pizzeria, and the only animatronic there is a green rabbit with nerdy looking glasses. He has an interesting personality, something which you haven't seen in any other animatronic or any FNAF fan game for that matter. He has a thick Australian accent and a very poor temper and uses quite vulgar language. He has his good old best mate Plushie, who looks just like him but is a plushie. Now before I get on to the very deep and sophisticated lore of this game, allow the FNAF expert to shed some light on the gameplay. Starting with the office, you have one door wide open to the left and to the right. All you can do is pretty much shine the light to see if 39 is there, and that's pretty much it. As I said before, you can catch 39 lacking before he comes into the office to murk you by shining the light at him. Most of the times that you can catch him lacking by doing this, he does give you a bit of a jump scare, which has gotten me more times than I care to admit. After you shine the light on him, he will enter your office and you have to try and boop him on the nose before he jump scares you. He glitches around your office in a random order, so you constantly have to reposition your cursor, and the actual hitbox to boop him is very small. Because the sequence of events is randomized, it can be quite difficult to do this part sometimes, especially if your RNG is horrible and something like this happens.
It reminds me of you! You have leprosy! Don't worry though, the news isn't all bad, you're going to die!
But this only happens if you catch him at the door. If you don't, he will come in anyway, the normal sequence plays you have to boop him, but this time he will drain your power by an immense amount. Or he might do this anyway on later and more challenging nights, but I'm pretty sure it's when you don't catch him lacking. Funnily enough, if you don't have the legacy voice line feature turned on, then he actually talks about rizzing up the power, which is strange considering the game came out in 2017.
First I rizz the power, then I rizz you.
This just further proves the commitment to constantly updating the game to modernize even the voice lines. In the office, another thing that can happen is Plushie drifting across the bottom side of your screen. Like with 39, you literally just boop him on the nose. Unlike 39, his pattern isn't random at all. He always comes from the right hand side to the left hand side. If he gets to the far left, then he will jump scare you. A quick little easy tip for this guy, literally just have your cursor hovering on the bottom part of your screen, especially if you can use A and D to shine the lights on the doors. As his nose is always in the same linear spot, you can keep doing this without having to readjust your mouse. There is a camera system and cameras around the studio which you can view if you press Control to shine the light. Now you want to know a fun fact? For the duration of my playthrough, I was actually completely unaware of this information, even though it literally says it at the menu, but you know. So I was just left there waiting for the cameras to work. I mean, the power room you can just about barely make out, but no. Other than that, it was just pitch darkness, and I was wondering if the game was broken or something, but it turns out I'm just a read. If you're actually not an idiot like me and check the cameras in a proper way, then you can actually see 39 busting out some sick moves. His signature move on the cameras as well as the main menu is dabbing, but you know, allow it guys, the game came out in 2017. In this game, there is indeed a power mechanic, and it drains pretty slowly unless you really mess up. On the cameras, there is a power room which 39 and Plushie can enter at any given time. You'll know 39 is in there if you check the doors and the cameras in, you can't see him anywhere, and you may also hear him button mashing his keyboard. With Plushie, it's slightly different as he can actually move silently. You won't hear him entering the room or typing on a keyboard and instead have to keep eyes on that camera. By the way, he also drains power quicker than 39. So that is another giveaway. To stop these guys from draining the power, all you have to do is press the spook button. This can be done by pressing a physical button using your cursor or just simply press S. By the way, the keybinds are incredibly helpful, but that's exactly why they sometimes made the game just way too easy. So if you want to give yourself a challenge, then don't use them. Pressing the spook button will initiate some popular meme from 2017, it's quite funny actually, causing them to absolutely shit their pants and go running back into the shadows, leaving your precious power alone. A truly revolutionary mechanic of its time. And just in case you're worried about looking at the cameras and having Plushie come up to you and catch you lacking, well, the monitor automatically gets put down when he enters your office. And so yeah, that's pretty much all of the gameplay summed up. So now I can talk about what everyone has been waiting for, the sweet juicy lore. So as I said before, you see the newspaper advert and you're pissed, and you piss him off as well. You constantly boop his nose and everything. You two really don't get along, but yeah. That goes on for a whole 5 nights and then he thinks you leave. During the very infamous 6th night, you catch him doing something quite inappropriate.
Oh, is that thing still on? Ah, what the fuck?
As you encounter the bishop bashing, meat beating, nerdy teal rabbit, you take advantage of this and record his ass doing the deed. And as revenge, you post it on YouTube for everyone to witness. Obviously, this is quite distressing to him, and he tells you that he didn't actually kill your son, it was just a bit of banter. Aside from that, he is seriously pissed off and coming to kill you. This time the center is completely off. If you end up beating this night, then you get onto the even more difficult night 7. This part of the game seriously tests your skills, and I was left with no battery remaining. In this night, he fully realizes just what you have done to him, and becomes quite somber.
Plushie, go get the gun from the management office.
39, no!
Get the fucking gun!
When you finally beat this night, you try and get out your office but see 39 just standing there. He grabs you and terminates you, snapping your neck. He realizes that he's killed one of his only friends ever and runs away, but that was actually an alternative version of 39, someone who he mentioned previously, a clone if you will. The real 39 finds you, bleeding out, he shoots you to relieve you of your pain. The superior design 39 that has killed you also finds him and escorts him out the building, all whilst taking Plushie. Afterwards he leaves indefinitely, going into hiding. And that's where the game ends. This is set actually after FNAF 2, so this is supposed to be kind of like the 3rd FNAF game, if you will. Now, there was actually a 5 Nights with 39 2 being developed, however it sadly got cancelled. However, don't worry, all hope is not lost, as he is currently developing 5 Nights with 39 in Purity, set to release this year in 2024. And by the looks of the first gameplay trailer, he seems to have been cooking insanely hard. Honestly, for now, all I can say is 39 Games, also known as @AussieBun39, thanks for giving us such an unforgettable experience. This fan game will forever go down in the history books, and I wish you all the best of luck for future projects. But anyway guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a future video. Goodbye.